All right, let's dive right in. We're going to go on a bit of an inward journey today. We're going to explore how we can transform our daily prayers from something that feels like just a routine into a truly profound spiritual connection.
I mean, it's a really common feeling, isn't it? You go through all the motions, you say the words, but your heart and your mind are just a million miles away. You finish, and it just feels like you've checked a box, not like you've had an actual meeting with your creator. The great scholar al-Ghazali captured this feeling perfectly with this incredible metaphor. He said that this humble presence, what's known as khushu in Arabic, is the actual soul of the prayer. Without it, you're left with this perfect form, but a form that's completely devoid of life. So the question is, how do we breathe that soul back into it?
Well, thankfully, we kind of have a map. The scholar Ibn al-Qayyim laid out 5 really distinct levels of prayer. You can think of it as a guide, really, to understand where we are, and more importantly, where we can go on this inner journey. So this is what he called the ladder of prayer, and we're going to climb it from the very bottom all the way up. We'll start at level 5, the negligent, and work our way to the absolute peak, level 1, the present. Let's really dig into what each rung on this journey actually feels like. So at the very, very bottom of the ladder, this is the one who, as he puts it, wrongs their own soul. This is where the external form itself is flawed. Maybe the ablution is rushed and incomplete, or the prayer is done way outside its proper time, or the essential physical pillars just aren't performed correctly.
Okay, moving up a step, we have the person who gets all the externals right. So they perform their ablution carefully, they pray on time, but inside, their mind is a battlefield that they've pretty much lost. They are completely swept away by wandering thoughts and those whispers of shaitan or Satan from the moment they start to the moment they finish. Now listen up, because this is a crucial level. This person also gets distracted, but here's the key difference. They're fighting back. They're actively trying to push away the whispers and bring their heart back to God. They're basically engaged in 2 things at once, the prayer itself and this noble struggle, this jihad against their own wandering mind. And here the battlefield has gone quiet. This person's heart is just completely immersed in the prayer. Their entire focus is on establishing it perfectly, completing it beautifully, and guarding every single precious moment from any kind of distraction. And at the very top, this is the pinnacle. This is the person who not only perfects the prayer, but has placed their heart directly before their Lord. They're watching him with love and awe, as if they can actually see him. The whispers are gone, and all the barriers between them and their creator have been raised. So there you have it, the 5 levels. But, just understanding them is one thing. Knowing why this distinction is so important, well, that's everything. Let's take a look at the spiritual outcome for each of these stations. Now, this is what I find so powerful, how clearly this lays out the stakes. You can see the progression right here. Down at the bottom, there's punishment, being held to account for that neglect. But then, look at level 3, the struggler. Their sins are expiated, they're forgiven, and it's precisely because of their effort. And from there, it is all uphill, to being rewarded and the ultimate goal, being brought close to the Lord. So this is that moment for some really honest self-reflection. No judgment here at all, just a quiet, honest look inward. Where do most of your prayers usually fall on this ladder? And hey, if that self-assessment feels a little bit heavy, here is some genuinely good news. The minimum level we should be aiming for isn't perfection. It's level 3. It's being the struggler. So the most crucial point is that the sincere effort to fight those distractions is in itself a recognized and worthy station. It's the trying that really counts. So how do we start that climb? How do we actually begin moving up that ladder and bring our prayer back to life? Well, it turns out the journey starts before the prayer even begins. Al-Ghazali advises that to get presence in the prayer, you have to prepare your heart before the prayer. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't just rush into a meeting with an important king, right? So why would we rush into a meeting with the king of all kings? And this just lays out the path so brilliantly. It starts with preparation, find a quiet spot, let all the noise of the day just fade away, and really think about the majesty of who you are about to meet. Then you enter the prayer with real intention. You feel awe in every single movement. You realize that unique closeness you have in prostration. And then finally, you wrap it up with a mix of humility for your own flaws and hope in his limitless mercy.
That opening moment, the takbir, when we say Allahu Akbar, that's everything. It is not just a phrase, it is a declaration. It is the line you draw in the sand, separating the noise of your life from the absolute sanctity of this meeting.
Al-Ghazali put it just like this. When you raise your hands and you say Allahu Akbar, God is greater, it has to be a conscious act of leaving the world and all of its worries behind you. He is greater than your problems. He's greater than your to-do list. He is greater than all of it. So let's look at some final super practical steps. First, really try to understand what you're saying. It makes a world of difference. Mix up the optional chapters you recite to keep from going on autopilot. Really feel the humility in bowing and that amazing closeness in prostration. Always, always remember who you're standing before. And whatever you do, please don't rush. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the absolute worst kind of thief is the one who steals from their own prayer. You know, at the end of the day, finding the soul of your prayer, it's not something you achieve once and for all. It's a journey. It's a lifelong practice. If your mind wanders 100 times, don't get discouraged. The most important thing is the act of gently, patiently bringing it back for the 101st time. So, I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. You don't have to do everything all at once. Just pick one small thing. In your very next prayer, are you going to focus on truly leaving the world behind when you say Allahu Akbar? Or maybe just linger one extra second in prostration? Choose one little whisper, embrace it, and just see what happens.